Hey guys, welcome back to my channel.
Hey, keep me where the light is, keep me where the brightest, dude.
So today I'm doing a special book, and it might not be special to you, but the book is really special to me. It means something to me, and I am dedicating this booktube, book review, book vlog, whatever you want to call it, to someone special to me. If you guys are excited, keep on watching the video. So the book that I'll be doing today is none other than Putra Gunung Tahan by Isha Haji Muhammad. So let me tell you guys a little bit about the author. So the author's name is Isha Haji Muhammad. So he was born and raised in Temerloh, Pahang, and he was born on the 14th November 1909, and he died on the 7th November 1991. So, Isha Haji Muhammad, or better known as Pak Sako, is a Malaysian writer, and he was active in writing during the 1930s until the 1950s. He has wrote a few books. If you guys have heard, Anak Mak Lela Gila, Budak Beca, and Cerpen Pak Sako, Putra Gunung Tahan, and a few more other books. So fun fact, why this book is special to me is because Isha Haji Muhammad, the author of this book, is actually my grandfather, and yeah. So I'll be reviewing his book today. I'll be reviewing my grandfather's book today. So, I never read any of his books before. What? Because every time I do want to read it, I will always remember my auntie's words, because his books were written in the very olden days, in the 1930s and towards 1950s, and the language they used back then is so much different than now. Basically hard to really understand the language or what he was trying to say. Because of that, I got scared and I never read any of his books. But this week, I thought, why not do one of his books and try to read his books. So, my grandfather wrote this book in the year 1937, when Malaysia haven't reached independence yet. So he wrote this book. He actually mentioned in this book that he wrote this book as a tool to claim justice, as well as getting rid of the colonizers at the time, and helping Malaysia to get Independence Day, to reach Independence Day. So that's why he wrote this book. So let me tell you a little bit about the story of the book. So the story started off with two British officers who were sent by the British government to Malaysia, specifically Pahang, to observe the Mount Tahan, to discover what is there, and to ensure that British colonizer could take over Mount Tahan. During these two British officers' journey to Mount Tahan, they faces a lot of challenges, obstacles. Other than that, I learned a lot of things from this book. Basically, I learned about the olden people. I learned about the jungle, the forest people, or more known as Orang Asli. In my grandfather's era, this Orang Asli was called Orang Sakai, Kumpulan Orang Sakai, which means is the forest people, the original people. I learned about the kumpulan orang Sakai's culture. I learned about mystics. There was also mystics about orang Bunyan. So orang Bunyan, or more known as goblins in English, as I googled it, is actually, orang Bunyan is actually a spiritual ghost human that normal people can't see them, don't want to be seen. So that is orang Bunyan. And in the olden days, a lot of people believe in this kind of mystics things. Other than that, I learned to understand from his perspective of Malaysia back then, and how it is different now, and how the culture changed, what they were believing in. While I was reading this book, it took me a few days to finish this book because the language that he used in this book was really hard for me to understand, because he uses the old Malay language. And let me tell you guys, this book is in Bahasa Melayu, which is the Malay language. Even though as a Malaysian who speak Malay language, it was really hard for me to understand a few words from his books, because the language that he used were really too old for me, and I couldn't really understand it. But I got through with this book because I got a help from a friend, Google. So the words that I couldn't understand, I will Google it and try to find the meaning of the word. So in this book, there are a few themes. Some of the themes that I found are loyalty, honesty, betrayal, friendship, love, patriotism, and nationalism. Other than themes, there are also literary devices that he uses, which are personification, inversion, metaphor, simile, proverbs. He uses proverb. He loved to use proverb in this book. So his writing style was a little bit hard for me to understand because he uses the olden Malay language. I truly understand the story better when I Google the definition. So overall, I know I said in the beginning that I was scared to read, and but I'm glad that I read it. I'm glad that I read the book. To be honest, I really liked the story. I feel like the story was laid out nicely and clearly, and although the languages were a little bit hard for me to understand, but with the help of Google, I managed to understand the story better. So that's all from me, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Also, click on the notification bell down below if you guys want to be notified every time I upload a new video. Don't forget to spread love. I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye!